Hello, we're back with the latest edition of the Redbird Rundown, our weekly discussion on the Illinois State men's basketball team. I'm Assistant Sports Editor Joe Deacon as your host again, and joining me as always is our trusty beat reporter Jim Benson. How are you doing today, Jim?
Well, Joe, it's a time of year where I don't know whether I'm in Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, or Missouri. I think I'm in Illinois right now. So
going all over the place.
All over the place.
Well, it's been a rough week for the Redbirds as they stumbled to Southern Illinois in Carbondale last weekend. Then they were overwhelmed by 13th ranked Northern Iowa on the road in the middle of the week this week. Just when ISU appeared like they were hitting their stride in the win over Evansville, now Dan Muller and company are reeling from two discouraging losses.
Yeah, they are. The SIU loss is a lot more discouraging than the Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa played so well that game, there would not have been very many teams in the country which would have beaten them on their home court that night. I mean, a handful. But the Southern Illinois game was the real discouraging one. They just came out with a lack of urgency, and then they got the lead, and then they played horribly at the end. And they lost that game. That one's the one that really kind of stings a little bit. But the effort was much greater at Northern Iowa than it was against Southern Illinois. So I guess that's one positive to build on from the loss at UNI.
Yeah, you talk about Northern Iowa. I mean, Seth Tuttle had a huge game too. I mean, they're ranked 13th for a reason.
Yeah, Seth Tuttle is right now the Valley Player of the Year. He has just really raised it up a notch. 6'8" senior forward. He used to be a pretty decent low post player. He's got great moves now. Plus, he hit 2 3-pointers last night. He just makes it really tough, and he had 5 assists too. I mean, he can just do it all. He's a senior who's really raised his level of play, and his whole team has kind of come up with him.
Yeah, and then looking back at that Southern game, I mean, they got down. They were able to, like you said, charge back and get in the lead. But they're having problems at the end of games in the close ones.
Just kind of finishing at the end there. The other ones have been defensive stops that they needed that they haven't gotten. At the Southern Illinois game, it was offensive turnovers that just killed them in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I remember the one inbound play off the baseline was
right.
Not the prettiest thing.
Nope.
Well, and things don't get much easier this week. Now Saturday is number 15 Wichita State's going to visit Redbird Arena in a 5 p.m. game. Jim, what's ISU going to need to do to prevent this from becoming a 3-game losing streak?
Yeah, they need to make some shots. I didn't realize this, but Dan Muller just pointed out in the last 6 games, they've only shot 40% from the field combined in those games. I guess I didn't realize it was kind of that low a percentage. To beat Wichita, they're probably going to have to shoot about 45%. And then on the other end, they just need to kind of pick it up defensively a little bit, just play with a sense of urgency it's been lacking in this last week a little bit. Just kind of need to raise that level up a little bit. Just make it tough for the other team to score. It just seemed even Southern Illinois had, did what they wanted to do. And obviously Northern Iowa did whatever they wanted to do, but they just kind of need to really, really lock in on the defensive end also.
Yep, and then after the Shockers, it's going to be that trip west on I-74 for part 2 of this season's rivalry with Bradley. That's Wednesday at Carver Arena. The Braves have had a rough season. They've kind of dealt with some recent off-court issues, but Gino Ford and the squad have actually been playing a little bit better of late.
Yeah, they have, and Tremeke Sutherland, their junior college point guard, who was hurt earlier in the year, now he's coming back. He's really playing at a very high level right now, and if you get a point guard who's playing good, the rest of the team can play well. Warren Jones he played really well here at ISU when they played here earlier. He did not play Wednesday night. He did come back from his 3-game suspension, but Gino did not play him. I would assume when ISU gets over to Bradley next Wednesday, he will play. So it's going to be a tough game. I mean, Bradley played him very well over here. It really was a game, that could have gone the other way very easily. ISU made a lot of shots that game. Bradley did too. But by no means is it a give-me game for ISU. And I really, there's no give-me games as they found out of Southern Illinois. You got to come ready to play every night.
One thing we didn't mention yet in this show is sophomore Paris Lee with a school record.
Yeah, he did. He had 3 steals against Northern Iowa that gave him 62 for the season, which broke Todd Starks' school record of 61 set in the 1986-87 season. So Paris has got at least 6 games left this season, possibly more. So he's going to kind of shatter that record.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good this season. He's had a couple games where he's had 5 and 6 steals. When he plays good on the top of the defense, seems like the rest of the defense plays well. He didn't really play that well at Northern Iowa basically until the second half. So he really sets the tone defensively, and that's going to be important here coming down the stretch.
Yeah, well, that's going to wrap it up for our latest episode. Don't forget, Jim hosts pregame chats before every game on Panagraph.com for about a half hour before tip-off. And then he also posts in-game updates on his Twitter feed. Jim, your Twitter address again?
Capital P's, small g, underscore, capital BENSON.
And then after the games, be sure to check back here on Pantagraph.com or pick up your daily Pantagraph for reports on the games. Thanks for watching.